Ours are like scrote rookie pitchers that not hyped. Like some kid will come up and just throw the game of his life.
Up the middle, and he's got it. Justin Robleski pitching the game of his life here.
Welcome to Yank Your Mets, the podcast that covers all things, you guessed it, Yankees and Mets. Happy to have you here. I'm joined as always by my co-host, Chad Vossen. I'm Phil Wolf, by the way, just throw that out there. Joined as always by my co-host, Chad Vossen. Chad, good to see you. How are you?
I am spectacular.
Okay, well, that's good to hear considering the Mets' recent losing streak. And, the Yankees haven't fared too much better, but a lot to get into today. We want to talk about the current state of our teams not looking good, both in the midst of 5-game losing streaks, right? As we record this on April 13th, the Monday, 2026.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll soon to be 8.
Soon to be 8. Just jumping right to 8. Just skip the series with the Dodgers.
Just... Check, please.
Check. Funny enough, I think the Mets might miraculously come out of this with 2 out of 3.
That's what's going to happen. That is exactly what's going to happen.
A lot to talk about. The Mets and Yankees have not fared well of late. Both teams got off to pretty decent starts. The Yankees, historic start, 7-1, won for their last 7 at 1-6. The Mets have lost 5 in a row. Both teams have lost to the A's, which we have that in common. I don't feel terrible about that. I don't know how you feel, but let's start with the Mets because there's a lot to get into.
The A's are pesky.
The A's are pesky. There's a lot of chatter I hear about Soto not finishing his career with the Mets, and is Mendy going to lose his job, and what's going to happen? All of this is happening, and we're in April. Are we just blowing this out of proportion, or do these things actually come to? Do you think?
It's the Mets. That's what we do. We blow everything out of proportion, and the sky is always falling. It is never rising. So, yeah, whatever. And no, Soto's not going to finish his career as a Met. Are you kidding? He's out in 2 years.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I would hate to see that happen, but privately, between you and me, I'd like to see him come back to the Yanks. But I think let's keep it with Soto. He's going to come back after a few weeks. I think the timetable was 3 weeks.
2 to 3. I thought
2 to 3.
2 to 3.
3 being on the safe side. They usually don't rush these people back, especially a guy like Soto. The Mets lost him, but then they won. They were in the middle of a 4-game win streak there and actually playing really good baseball. So the thought was who needs Soto? The other bats came alive. The pitching was holding you in games. What's changed?
Nothing. We stopped hitting. We stopped pitching. Is that a problem? Is
that just baseball though? Because baseball is such a game of failure.
Oh God, yeah.
Okay.
It's just baseball. They got hot, and let's say Lindor didn't get hot. Polanco hasn't gotten hot. Bichette has. It's baseball. Sure, they had a nice little win streak, and then they just stopped hitting and stopped pitching.
So then why is everybody losing their minds? It's if Mendy doesn't, if they come back from this road trip, they got 3 scheduled against the Dodgers. I think 3 more on the West Coast. So 6-game, 3 against the Dodgers, and they're in Chicago actually.
Yeah.
So tough teams. If they come out of this, 0-6, 1-5, there's speculation that Mendy might lose his job, which doesn't seem fair to me. But at this point, you've already overhauled the roster. You don't want to lose any more games in this fashion. So does it take Mendy getting fired to light a fire under this team?
I short answer is I don't know. This team I still can't get a handle on this team. To me, it's just a bunch of mercenaries. Bo Bichette's gone at the end of the year. It's like Yoenis Cespedes. Is he going to we're going to go through that crap. We just traded the dilemma of Pete Alonso now for Bo Bichette. And that's assuming he does well and we want to bring him back. But this team doesn't have an identity yet for me. There's no I think Frankie, as you like to call him, Frankie Alvarez is he's been, the most promising.
Yeah.
He's been good. He's been really good. And Terrence, thank you for Terrence. I'm a big I love Terrence.
Can we just keep one catcher who can hit, please? Can we give away all our best catchers? That's another episode.
Yeah. But this team is just weird. Like there's just no heart. I guess Lubob has been probably the one addition that worked out well. Like for me, I've always been like, did you really need to get rid of Nimmo, McNeil, and Alonso? Couldn't you have just added Lubob by itself? And then where would this team be? Like, I don't have a bond with this team yet. I haven't seen, sure, Mauricio came in and got his, game-winning hit. And then I think he played the next day and that's it. Like, I don't even know if he's alive.
Didn't even get the start though, did he?
No, he needs a wellness check because I think he's on the roster.
It's an interesting dilemma for the Mets because, as you say, they're all mercenaries. And I think there is value in team chemistry. We talked about the Yankees running it back and all of the heat that, management took for that. But you do want some consistency and some regularity out of your roster and your team. And so when you bring in these mercenaries, as you say, guys like Bichette, these are good players, by the way. Like I don't think they brought in bad players. Lubob, obviously with the injury history, but these are guys that you would expect to come in and fill these holes and play well. And in large part, those guys have. I mean, I think Bichette, his defense has been surprising. Everyone thought he wouldn't be able to play D. It's his bat that's been struggling. I expect that to turn around. But looking, even 3, 4, 5 years into the future, Soto can opt out. Bichette, we all think is going to be gone after the year. You got guys like Simeon at the end of their career. How do you start to piece together a team that isn't just built for this year, but can have sustained success moving forward? And I think that's kind of the trick with the Mets because, like you said, half these guys are going to be gone at the end of the year.
But I'm okay with that because, and this is the problem, and I was thinking about this earlier, it's like maybe this, they're all kind of like Nimmo. Nimmo took forever to get going. Like, I think it was like 6 or 7 years or, whatever. And that seems to be like the Mets don't, outside of Alonso, the Mets typically don't have some guy who comes in and starts knocking the cover off the ball. Usually it takes their hitters a minute to get adjusted. I feel like they have the decent pieces. They got Beatty, they got Alvarez, they, got Lord knows with Mauricio, but they have decent, younger player, position players. Vientos, that guy was on fire and then he cooled off. If he can just figure out who he is and be who he is, the Mets would have a good core of young players. And, and then I don't care if Bichette leaves or, Lindor and Soto, in theory, should be here for a few seasons, but they just need some of these younger players to develop. Benj has, played well defensively. A beautiful catch yesterday, but until he starts hitting,
who knows? Yeah, at least he's up. I mean, I wish we could bring up some of our young guys. I feel like we need to. It's like, but then you do it all over again. I mean, you have to keep some of these guys. Soto's your long-term piece. If he does stay to fill out the remainder of his contract with the Mets, I think that would be surprising because he can opt out after next year? It's after 3 years, so this will be his second. So after next year, he can opt out. And if you're Soto and you got guys, you see that management is sort of like just, mixing and matching every year, you're just tweaking the roster and you're not building that consistency. Do you want to stick around if you're Juan Soto? I don't know that might be the case, especially if you're not winning. Now, look, if they make it to the NLCS or, World Series berth and actually make it to the World Series, that gives someone like Soto, who's got this 15-year contract, hope that, this team is headed in the right direction. And, you have your core pitching staff, which I think is really, where teams want to spend, the money. But I can see this quickly devolving into, well, the Mets are just like bringing in new guys and there's no consistency. And now all of a sudden they've lost Juan Soto and then you're kind of starting over again. Maybe that's a blessing. You're getting rid of that contract. You never wanted Soto to begin with. You have him now. Would you like to see him finish his career as a Met?
I don't know. I still haven't had, he still hasn't had his signature Mets moment. And that's what really weird to me. I watched this guy put up historic season, 40 home runs and 30, whatever, like chasing 44. Oh, I just didn't. He never came through when it mattered. And that's what all I was told from my Nats friends, Nats fans friends. Oh, this guy comes through in the clutch. I didn't see it once. This guy was hitting home runs off middle relievers. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, we missed the playoffs by a game. He never won a game for us. Like, he never came up when it mattered. And he hasn't been doing the little things either, moving runners over. Like, it'll just be a strikeout or a pop up or whatever. It's like Jose Reyes in the clutch, pop up to right field. Like, I still haven't formed my connection with Soto. I haven't with Polanco. I haven't with Semien. I haven't with Bichette. They're just here. Polanco, I could care less about. Like, what I hope the best case scenario for the Mets is Vientos and Beatty finally put all this shit together and they take over first base and third base and let those two guys go. Like, you get Alvarez, Beatty, and Vientos living up to what they believe in they are, then this lineup isn't that bad. And then when you lose Bichette, I don't care.
Yeah. When Francisco Alvarez came up, I thought that he, based on all the scouting and everything, that he was going to be sort of the centerpiece to your offense. And he's had a great start to the season. He's batting .300. He's got 4 home runs. He's got an OPS over 1,000. He's slugging .625. He should be, besides Soto, your number 2 offensive guy. And for a catcher, that's insane. I mean, he's handled the pitching staff really well. I think correct me if I'm wrong, but it was always his defense that was going to be the question. His bat always played.
It was, yeah. He's not, yeah. They've been very impressed with his defense.
Which has been surprising, right? I mean, because coming up, wasn't it his bat that was always like the plus bat? I don't recall.
Like, he was always good at pitch framing. He's never been good at throwing runners out, which to me is kind of critical. Yeah. But he's always handled the staff well. When he came up, I can't remember if I'm flipping it around, but I'm pretty sure it was the defense was there. He was defensively ready. He just was getting lost in his at-bats. And that was always the question is, will this guy hit? He's going to hit for power. That's not going to be the problem. But will he be able to put enough together to have a serviceable bat? I believe that was the issue. And he's shown flashes like a couple times throughout his career, like prolonged flashes, like Beatty did for half the season last year. And when they sent him down and brought him back up, he performed very well. I mean, that can be the reset a lot of players needed, and he took that opportunity and he ran with it. He totally did. But I mean, I think to me, what's interesting is, can you get that core? And that's what I do love about what the Yankees did when they ran it back. I was like, look, you guys have so many of the right pieces. Like, no team is perfect, but you guys have so many of the right pieces. And bringing back Bellinger, I thought was perfect for you guys. You didn't need much. And to me, I don't see the Mets, whatever this season, I already see going off the rails. So whatever. I'm not optimistic. Everybody's putting the Mets in the playoffs. And I'm like, really? Let's see how this shit plays out. But you guys, I think this is just a blip in your radar. Well, let's talk about the Yankees a little bit, because I tend to agree with you. I think I was, on the record for saying I wanted to run it back. We had the number 1 offense in the league last year with essentially the same team. Max Fried, second year on the rotation, pitching in New York. Will Warren taking a step forward, picking up guys like Ryan Weathers who have, a lot of potential. But the offense was never really going to be the issue. The problem is we've seen this team before. So when you ask yourself, well, who are the Yankees? Are they the team that started 7-1, or are they the team that went 1-6 in their last 7? And I think the answer is that they're both of those things. Yes. They are a super streaky team, which is why it makes it so maddening when they lose 5 in a row. I don't care who it's to. When you look at
you can look at the score and say, well, they're in these games, they've lost by 1. But when you watch the games and you see how bad they're flailing and just not paying attention, Jazz says he doesn't know the rules. It's like, guys, this is April. We have to be playing better than this.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You're not teaching any of these players at the major league level fundamentals. They have them or they don't. And there's one player in particular, Jazz, that like that is who he is. Like you either you gotta live with it or not. And I feel like he's just the lightning rod and the embodiment of Yankees baseball at the moment. Like
I'm over it.
You never know if the guy's going to go 4 for 4 or 0 for 4 with a golden sombrero. Like you just don't know.
I don't think, regardless of how the season ends, I don't think Jazz is long for this team. I can see us trading him at the deadline for, I don't know, another starting pitcher. Yeah, I do. Because unless he's tearing the cover off the ball, the thing is, we're not going to sign him long term. We just can't. We have Volpe coming back, and we can talk about him because, God, have I ever been so desperate to see Anthony Volpe in this lineup? We have George Lombard Jr. coming up in the ranks, who's really, Volpe's keeping his spot warm, warm for George Lombard. And then I can see a world where either Volpe gets moved to second or Lombard gets moved to second, and that becomes our middle infield because they have they'll just be more controllable, and Jazz is going to command $30 million a year, and Hal's not going to buy that. So he's already said, I don't think I need to spend a ton of money to win a World Series. And he's not wrong. If you're keeping him through the deadline, you're not getting anything for him. So I think the most value is hope that he can turn his season around, put some good numbers up there, and then ship him for an arm, or I don't know, another righty bat that we might need. Say again.
A middle reliever.
A middle reliever. But
to me, that's kind of the worst case scenario for you. The time to deal him, if you're gonna deal him, was the off season.
Yeah.
Like you don't hope that he starts hitting well and then deal his ass at the deadline and then jack with the lineup. And then you have all the Yankees fans being like, why do we trade Jazz? Like, that's what's going to happen. If the guy's, if he's sitting at like 25, 30 home runs at the deadline and he's got 75 RBIs, like, you guys would riot if you dealt him.
I think you're overestimating the way the Yankees fans feel about him. I don't think we're super high on him.
Listen to WFAN. There's just as many dumbass Yankees fans as there are dumbass Mets fans.
Yeah. Well, we're all part of the same city, so it's something in the water. I see what you're saying, and it's not. I don't think we're gonna get a haul for him, but like, if he's not hitting, if this is the Jazz, if he continues to hit, a $180 with a slug of sub 300.
The season is like 3 weeks old. Come on.
Okay.
He's not going to hit a $180.
I don't expect him to.
It might be 214, but it's not going to be a $180.
I mean, it's kind of the same thing with Alonso before you shipped him, right? We talked about this over the course of several episodes.
Pete's going to be fine. Pete's going to be fine. He's not hitting well.
I know. But it was like, if you're going to keep him, you're sort of agreeing to sign him, right? I mean, the idea was like, if you don't think you're going to sign him, and we all assume that David Stearns was not going to re-sign him, then why not ship him at the deadline to at least get something for him? I understand keeping him for that season, and it didn't happen, and then they got nothing, and they were happy to do that, I guess. But with Jazz, I think the way the Yankees do business is they're going to want something in return, and they're going to see, okay, we have these guys coming up through the system. By the way, Ahmed Rosario is a good utility player. McMahon can probably play around the infield a little bit. And Lombard is probably a year away, and Volpe, give him a shot to see if he's healthy, because he wasn't healthy all of last year for the majority of the year. If he can turn into a second baseman and we get, a capable shortstop in the interim, like, I just don't see why we hold on to Jazz. Can the Mets turn it around?
No.
Okay, cool. Great. Do you want them to turn it around? I mean, obviously you don't want your team to lose.
I've just been very pissy with this team.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of I've taken on like a Keith Hernandez old curmudgeony, I still don't like this team. I just don't like this team. I don't like how it's constructed, and I have not fallen for any of the new players. I like, can this team turn around? Yes. Will it? I don't know. This is just the most Mets thing. Every time they try to shake it up and do it, just never works. Like, and hey, look, it could be September and I'm going to be sitting here kissing David Stearns' ass, but like, Polanco at first, Bichette at third, like all this crap with guys who've never played positions. It just doesn't make sense to me. And I'm not getting paid to be the Mets GM. None of the moves that I would have made. So we'll have to wait until September to see who's right. I mean, I could see if the Mets, I will, like, not to be fatalistic, but if the Mets come back from this road trip 1-5 and they're screwed. They're not recovering from being like 8 games under, 8 games under 500.
It's very hard to do. Very hard to do.
Although I think the last two, like, haven't there been like the last couple World Series winners that were like 10 games under? And
yeah.
I mean, it happens, but like, I don't know. I just.
Well, I asked you this a few episodes ago. Maybe this was last year at this point. Same time last year. But does Mendy keep his job? Is he the manager at the end of the year? If you had to put money on it right now, is Carlos Mendoza the manager of the Mets at the end of the year?
At the end of the Mets season, or like heading into
I mean, does he keep his job? Is he going to be the 2027 Mets manager?
If I'm betting on it, I want to be wrong, but I don't think so. I think he's done. I'm just hearing a defeated man when his post games. He sees the writing on the wall, and to me, what makes great managers is how you operate when things aren't going well. And his first year is like, wee, this is fun. They had chemistry, they had postseason wins, they had dramatics. It was 15 and 24 were two of my favorite seasons ever. Like the 15 team was Cespedes and Wilmer Flores and all that jazz. I mean, the Mets just have storybook seasons, and they happen once a decade.
Maybe this year is that year.
I just haven't gotten the vibes yet.
So, but you're saying no, you don't think he's the manager.
I want him to be, because I'm so fucking tired of this turnover, and let's start over again, because then he gets fired, and then Stearns is done because they don't like whoever he brings in doesn't get there, and then we're starting it's a constant cycle.
Mm-hmm.
So do I want Mendy to be the manager at the end of the year? I want the Mets to make the playoffs. I want to like some of these new players they've added. I don't even like Peralta. Sorry, I don't.
Yeah. It's strange.
Don't want a 5-inning pitcher. Like, that's what we did all last year.
Yeah.
I mean,
some for 4 innings.
Yeah. I mean, exactly. I mean, people shit on David Peterson, but like he's the only one that I was like, okay, every 5 days, one of our pitchers might get past the 5th.
Mm-hmm.
Or pitch into the 7th.
And I don't think the Mets losing is a direct result of anything that Mendoza is doing. I think a lot of it is because you got guys that are just not used to playing together. It's not like that there's bad chemistry. I think it's just
there's no chemistry.
There's no chemistry yet. And, playing in New York, we've talked about it as a different beast, even though these guys have had, these are championship quality caliber players, Bichette and Simeon and all these guys, obviously Soto who's hurt, but I wouldn't put the blame on Mendy, but it's something has to give. Thinking about Boone, sort of flipping the question, I don't know that Boone is going to manage after this year if things go the way they're going. If he doesn't,
what does it take for him to keep his job?
I think he needs to make it back to the World Series. I think he needs a deep postseason run and probably a World Series appearance at a minimum, because I don't think they would look at it as like, oh, we're, just firing him outright. They might even make him, put him in the front office or make him a consultant or whatever, but or maybe he just leaves. I think this is that year though, where it's like, okay, we ran it back. We have the players to do it. And if they don't do it, then something's got to change. And I think that change means Boone is somewhere else. At this point, I think I'm okay with that. I've been a Boone defender, apologist. I like Aaron Boone. I think he knows the game as well as anybody. It's just kind of time. It just feels like the time is right to switch gears. Who comes in? I don't know. Probably someone just like Boone, but I think it's kind of it's all or nothing now for Boone, and they need a deep run. Otherwise, that's it.
You've had 3 managers in the last 30 something years.
I know.
I've had 3 managers in the 20s.
It's weird. It's weird. Baseball's a weird game.
The last I guess Terry Collins was there for maybe 4.5 years. That's go get him, Terry.
Oh, loved Terry Collins.
Oh yeah, he was a little firecracker. Yeah. I don't love what he did to Harvey, but
no, he'll never live that down.
Yeah, he won't.
But the umpire rage, that famous ejection of where
you gotta
give us a shot. I mean, I watch that once a day. I should watch that once a day.
That's my morning motivational speech.
It really is. It's the most epic ejection. Oh God, I love watching it. It never gets old.
Predictions. What's your prediction for the week?
My prediction is the Yankees are going to continue to lose because I've changed my mind. I was really high after we were up 4-0, and now I see us, maybe down 5-4. We're in a commercial break, and 2 outs. Okay,
at least you're not last place, tied with the fucking Nats.
I mean, the thing is, because it's April, no one is running away with any division. I think the Braves are probably the best team in the league right now. They at least have the best run differential. Nobody in the East really wants to take it. The Blue Jays are riddled with injuries.
So you got, how many games do you have this week?
We have a string of 13 games in a row, and that started in the last series. So we might have a bunch of games coming up.
We record Sunday. What's your record? 4-3, 3-4, 2-5.
I'm going to go with the Angels and the Royals. We got 4 against the Angels and 3 at the Royals. Homestead. I'm going to say we're 3-4 out of this little stretch.
Okay.
I think we probably.
So if we record, take the Sunday game away, because we'll probably record before the afternoon game. In theory, we do a morning.
3-3. I think we'll probably lose tonight. I think 3-3. We might take 2 from the Angels, and then we'll lose 1 against the Royals. Yeah,
nice
on Yankees hockey jersey night.
If I got 5 all in a row, I'm saying the Mets go 2-3.
2-3. 2 games in the Dodgers, and they don't beat the Cubs at all. Huh?
I didn't say they were going to win 2 games against them.
I did.
I'm saying if this season turns into become a storybook season, that's what happens. They bring back Edwin Diaz that 3rd game, and the Mets beat him.
Okay. Look,
and Devin Williams.
I want the Mets to win.
Devin Williams has to get the save.
He will. How many saves does Devin Williams end up with at the end of the year?
28.
That's not bad. Not, high 20s, low 30s. That's a decent season.
Yeah. 28.
Yeah, I'll buy that. And how many did Diaz have for the Mets his last year? 40?
Ooh. No, I don't think it was that much. I think it was in the low 30s.
Okay.
I have no idea.
Oh well. That's for another episode.
He left. We're just going to sit here and drill each other about random stats.
How many home runs?
What's the Mets record in LA?
That's pretty good, according from what I hear.
It is, yeah.
All right, well, Chad, this has been a pleasure. Good luck the rest of the way. Hopefully next week we'll have more to yap about. For now,
here's hoping.
Follow us on Instagram at YankYourMetsPod. Follow us on TikTok. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram at YankYourMetsPod.
Cheryl Teague.
Give us all the thumbs up and stars that your hearts desire.
Likes, so many likes.
So many likes.
So many likes.
Shares are helpful.
All the
Comments.
Shares, comments.
Share comments.
Share comment. Like your shared comments. If you would.
Subscribe to your own comments. And we will see you next week.
Oh, boy.